Oh, wow. You are almost there. Step 7. Super exciting. Step 7 out of 8, right? So you're almost there. So again, give yourselves a pat on the back. Good job. And let's get to it. So what is step 7? Let's look at our notes really quickly. By the way, we're done with aligning these pieces so far, the edges. And our next one is called get the corner colors in place. Algorithm looks a little bit confusing. Again, we have a way to remember this, so we'll come to that. But what we're trying to do is that if this corner, what we want to do is already solved. No, actually, I shouldn't say solved. It's already in place because the three faces we need here are A, B, and C. So this is already in place. It just needs to be a little bit moved around more, which is step 8. So don't worry about matching the colors to the faces yet, just that the corner needs to be in place. What we need to do is make sure all 4 are in place so that this is A, B, C, this is B, B and D. So this one doesn't look done here, right? This is A and C. This should have been B and C once it's done. So let's look at our next step, right? So in step 7, we get all the colors aligned. So we ultimately get to this kind of position that would become our starting position for step 8. Okay, so go back and look at 1 and then solve all of them. Again, some of these drawings are for you so that you can look at them later. But let's look at the actual cube and see if that makes sense. What we're trying to do is we want the right colors here. In this particular case, it should be white, orange, and green. That's not it. So let's move this. This is also not it. This one, interestingly, is already in the right place, which is okay. It could be also in the wrong place, and that would be okay too. So we just want to find one that's already in the right place. The rest are the ones that we have to move. And for this, we have a different algorithm. The algorithm goes like this. I'm going to show you that. It's 2 rows of algorithm. It is called URUL, URUL. Okay, so I wrote it down in 2 rows because it's easy to remember for me. And the difference here is that in the first row, the dots are the last 2 places, and then they move to the second and third. Seems confusing, but once you make a mental note of it, it actually becomes easier because it's UR, U dot L dot, U R dot, U dot L. That's the algorithm we're trying to follow. If you remember, forget what that is. One other cool trick we try to do for ourselves is that step 7, you're not at step 8, right? So I'm just saying, hey, this is saying you are you loser, like you're gonna lose this. But the fun part is that the next algorithm says you are going to get this done. That's the fun part. In the beginning, the algorithm starts with are you? So I ask myself, are you going to be able to get this done? By the time I'm getting to step 7, maybe I'm a little bit frustrated. I'm going to say you're going to lose. But that's just a quick way for me to remember. But I am actually going to go through it and solve it until I get to you are. Back to again, step 7 is URUL, with the dots being the 3rd and the 4th, 2nd and the 3rd place. Let's see what it looks like on the cube. The starting position should be 1, where the corner that's solved should be your top right. So we don't want to start like this because these are not the right colors. We want to start here. Let's do it. U dot L dot. Okay, that was the 3rd and the 4th, which were dots. Second row, we're doing U R dot U dot and L, right? What you'll notice here is that this one stays in place, and that's a good thing. But this is the time you want to make a mental quick check and see if the others are moving, and they are, but they're still not in place. What do? We follow the same algorithm until they are. So that will be again U dot L dot U R dot U dot L. This stayed in place. Great. This got in place. This also got in place, and this got in place. That's what we're trying to get to. That's it. That's step 7. So you will say, oh, this is not the right one. Don't worry. That's step 8. Do not worry about that right now. That sometimes confused me. So you just want them in place. That was your step 7. U R U L, U R U L. First row has the third and fourth. Second row has the second and third. Easy to remember. Another thing to remember here is that you just want to quickly just make a mental note when you're looking at these things, both in this and the previous step. Sometimes things are aligned, and all you got to do is something like this in step 6. But by here, you're not allowed to move the top face because you will mess up your alignment. We don't want to do that. Okay, step 7, done. We're going to go to step 8 now. See you there. And bring something to celebrate with.